Ghost of Yotei just got a ton of new details revealed about the game that truly change how we should think about this experience. Recently, the co-creative directors Nate Fox and Jason Connell went on a press tour following the state of play where they spoke with various outlets like Game Informer, Games Radar, and podcasts like the Friends Per Second podcast, and during those interviews, they gave us some great clarity. For instance, they revealed to us that Ghost of Yotei will be more of a semi-non-linear narrative. Instead of a full non-linear game, Yotei will have a structured narrative, but the game won't have a ton of constraints. It will have a focus on player freedom. We also have additional details about how they plan to refine quest management. And finally, we got confirmation that news is coming soon regarding how the game will perform on the base PS5 and the PS5 Pro support. We have a lot to cover, so check the video chapters for easy viewing, and let's dive in. Learning how to code shouldn't feel like a grind or boring, and that's exactly why I'm glad to be sponsored by boot.dev. I've recently been using it myself, and honestly, it's one of the more fun ways that I've learned to code on various languages. I know a bit about JavaScript, but one language that I've been really interested in is Python. Well, with boot.dev, you can learn backend web development from start to finish in Python, JavaScript, and SQL. The smartest way to learn to code is to make sure you're never bored so that you actually reach your goals. You can't learn to code without doing what you'll do on the job, writing a lot of code and building real projects. Boot.dev gives you access to all course content for free in guest mode, and if you upgrade, you unlock the interactive coding challenges, XP, and get this, Boot, their AI wizard bear who guides you through tough spots using the Socratic method. Yes, it's as cool as it sounds. Go to boot.dev and try out the courses for free, and then use the code on the screen to get 25% off your first entire year if you choose the annual plan. So starting things off, let's go ahead and jump into the Game Informer article where they ask the question, the quest structure is open in Ghost of Yotei. Is it structured as wholly open where there are 6 people you must kill and you can go after them in any order or direction you want? To which the creative director responded, so to be clear, it's not that. It's not that you could pick any order of the 6. And I'll tell you why. Nate and I and the studio, and you've played a lot of our games, we really believe in the structure of the story. It's really important to us that we develop great characters with good arcs with beginning, middle, and ends. You have to have that, right? That is true. There is an arc with an open structure in place, but at the same time, one of those aspects from Ghost of Tsushima that we wanted to not only carry forward, but just do an even better job of was the sense of curiosity and freedom of exploration that the game delivers upon. And so you'll have this delicate impasse of if the story is just perfectly linear and you are just forced to go on the gold path at all times, you might lose that opportunity for people who just want to explore the landscape. But if you go too far on the other side, you might lose the structure of the story. So the balance, without giving away all the details, is there is a structure there, a very important structure, but the way that it's presented in the first few hours of the game, especially in that first section, is it really is about us delivering to you which aspects of the Yotei 6 you want to go after first. There are some options that might lead you to some interesting areas. I kind of mentioned it a little bit during the state of play. If you're into sort of ninjas and snow stuff, then this story over here might be more interesting for you. If you're into these castles and these fire weapons, then this area might be for you. But you can bop back and forth between the two of those major areas. There's a bit more choice in there. There's still a linear structure that we really believe in to make sure that Atsu's vengeance quest tears at the heartstrings. That's the ultimate goal. So after reading that, that tells me that I'm guessing the first act of the game is kind of like a play as you choose. That's going to be the non-linear aspect where you can kind of like investigate and figure out the various locations that you want to go and who you want to take down first. So perhaps like the first 3 Yotei 6, you're able to, you know, take out in whatever direction that you choose. If you want to take out the Oni, you can go after the Oni. You want to take out the Kitsune, you can go after that one, and so on and so forth. But as soon as you hit that wall of the third person, or maybe just the second person, it then takes you on more of a linear path, which I'm sure will then open up to another non-linear section, and then eventually you'll take out the big guy, Lord Saito, which will be most likely like pretty linear. There was then a follow-up question asked, speaking of heartstrings, you're able to instantly switch to the past to learn about Atsu and her family when she was a child. Where and how often can you do that? Nate Fox then responded, there are a few places in the world that have a lot of memories for Atsu. When you go to those locations, you can hit a button and instantly be transported to the past. You control young Atsu in these locations. You can go back and forth as much as you want in the moment to see how this location has changed, what it looks like now as an adult, and what it looked like back in your youth, we want to give players the freedom to kind of go back and forth and experience some gameplay as a kid so that they can recall what it is, so they can feel what it is that Atsu feels, what she lost when her parents were taken from her. Jumping into the game's radar interview, they said this: speaking to the creative directors Nate Fox and Jason Connell, an eagerness to let players find things for themselves shines through. The pair consider Elden Ring and Zelda Breath of the Wild as masterpieces in that regard. Their bar setting, says Connell, with a touch of reverence. They continued saying that emphasis on discovery was present in Ghost of Tsushima, but Connell says that Ghost of Yotei has been an opportunity to keep pushing further in that direction. Quest givers and merchants can visit you while camping, saving you having to hunt them down on their icon on the map, while the player will use a spyglass to spot activities and points of interest during travel. The creative director said things like giant quest journals have been around for a long time, right? This giant list of things to do, you've done and you can do and you will do. It's almost overwhelming, he says. We opted to try and come up with new ways to present you information while still being approachable, because people do want to explore and play the game in different types of ways. Some people really want to know where the golden path is and engage with it, whereas some people have a larger appetite for exploration. So yeah, it seems like the days of like to-do lists and like various quest journals that are like really long are kind of over. I'm curious to see how they plan to do that, like the full extent of it. I'm guessing it'll be like more natural progression. They'll probably use the campsite feature a lot, and I'm guessing the wolf pack will also come into play in terms of how you progress various storylines. But either way, the fact that there's not going to be that and it's not going to be a lot of busy work or anything is a W. Like at the end of the day, I just want to experience the game. I don't want this video game or other video games that I play to feel like a chore. I want it to feel like just me exploring my curiosity. Jumping back into the Game Informer interview, the question was asked: the wind navigation system is crucial to Tsushima. It's one of the most memorable aspects of that game. We saw a little bit of it in the state of play, but I was curious about how it's been iterated on for Yotei. Jason Connell said, the wind system, there has been some iteration on it, as it was such a vast place. We have developed some features for the wind to sort of guide around big objectives. The last game, it was just linear. It was like point to the place and you go there. Doesn't matter if there's a giant cliff there or not. And now we actually have a little bit of a system to help guide you around some of the major obstacles to make it a little bit more of an improved experience for such a vast world. They also expanded some additional features. For instance, you can learn certain songs and those certain songs will guide you to certain things. Another thing that we saw during the state of play is you have the spyglass, and it looked like you can mark a waypoint, and then once you place that waypoint, it changes where the wind guides you, so you can kind of use that to kind of control where the wind takes you, which is pretty awesome. They then asked the question, not sure if this is the right in-game term, but can you befriend more than wolves? In the state of play, while showing off the photo mode, we saw Atsu standing with a bear. To which Nate Fox said, the wolf shadows you throughout your adventure. It's a wild animal. It's definitely not a dog that comes when it's called. It is an ally that is a representation of the wilderness. Now, Atsu is kind of attuned to the natural world, so there is a great variety of different animals in Edzo that she can kind of get close to and interact with, like a big herd of wild horses you can ride inside of and kind of speed up as you're amongst them all. It's a great thing for players to discover as they're out exploring Edzo itself. But as far as allies go, the wolf is your prime animal ally, which I'm fine with. Like, I kind of figured that the wolf will be the prime ally. It'll be your companion. But the part that I want to know is whether or not you're able to use the bear as a mount. Like, imagine you could tame a bear just like you could tame a horse in the game or whatever and use that for your travel. It would be kind of wild, but like, imagine you're just like scaling a cliff with a freaking bear. That would be so awesome. Now, we also got confirmation that the wolf companion is not Gen Sakai reincarnated. Jason Connell said, I love our fans. They're so creative. I love it. And finally, during the Friends Per Second podcast and on the other interviews, it was confirmed that Sucker Punch will be revealing news soon regarding the PS5 support, like the base PS5 support, the PS5 Pro support, and they will have feature sets for both of those consoles. So the question still kind of remains whether or not the base PS5 will have a 60 FPS mode or not, or if it will be exclusive to the PS5 Pro. Honestly, I'm probably going to go out and buy a PS5 Pro just to play this game on, because I want to experience it in the best way possible. So hopefully it has some great feature sets for the PS5 Pro, but if not, then I'll probably stick with the PS5 version. But either way though, guys, that's going to wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel with your noties on, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.